I like he's got an uncontrollable urge.
Okay. So on today's episode of Park Score Podcast, we're going to talk about some crazy stuff that's been in the news. Cason, you want to talk about the whole Iran nuclear thing, right?
So
As Uncle Sam.
I would rather not.
Okay, wait. So because this is the 4th of July episode, Cason is going to be representing America in everything that he says.
Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen?
I haven't staged, probably wouldn't even know who I am.
I used to love that Eric Church song, Springsteen. Eric Church is one for me who
I like Eric Church too.
I used to like Eric Church,
Oh,
but
don't
he
do it,
kind
don't.
of like,
Bro, come on.
dude, he did not age well. Like his discography did not age well.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. It kind of seems out of touch. He seems like he takes himself very seriously, and not in the way that's very rewarding.
He has a song called "Drink in My Hand."
No. I mean, so when he first came onto the scene, I remember like Luke Bryan was all popular and stuff.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember Eric Church was seen as like this sort of counter to the whole Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton thing, because he was like, man, we got to make a return to real country.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, I don't love the whole Luke Bryan, Blake Shelton type country stuff, but at least they're kind of unbothered. Like, it's one of those things where he's kind of hating.
What?
Yes, Eric Church is kind of
I
hating.
Missed that. I don't know.
But I feel like that's just a part of like being like
Popular culture.
Part of like music is like hate, like clinging to the scene, but like hating what it is currently. Like every punk band nowadays are like, it's like punk is dead and we're reviving it, and all the other bands out there right now aren't real punk. Or like rappers are like, oh yeah, we're returning to like real rap. None of this like. I don't know.
Do you think it's because like?
No, go on.
Okay, in my opinion though, part of that comes from just the fact that anytime it becomes a conscious thing that you're kind of taking part in, it gets overly self-referential, and it just kind of like punk. When punk is just like some sort of rebellious sort of movement, and it doesn't even have the name punk attached to it, you can look at something and be like, oh, that's punk. But then when somebody sets out to be like, okay, we're going to act punk, we're going to dress punk, then it becomes self-referential, and it's just sort of this like echo chamber where nothing new can really be created, and it's kind of just, it's kind of gay.
It's like how like a lot of like when actors get like typecasted, like that's what I feel like it is, where it's like you're almost typecasting your own band, and like you're limiting yourself if you're like, yeah, we're punk. So it's like instead of just making something cool and then it fitting into a category or people putting it in a category, you're putting yourself in this category.
Still like Eric Church though.
Yeah,
you still like Eric
like
Church? Look,
Eric Church.
I liked him more at the time, but now I don't know. Okay, let me look up an Eric Church song, because
Like a Wrecking Ball, Drink in My Hand, Springsteen.
those are all fine, and that was whenever he was kind of earlier on. I think as he's went
Homeboy.
on,
I don't know any of the later stuff. I only know that stuff.
He got a song called
I
Homeboy.
stopped paying attention to him after that.
You don't like that song Homeboy?
I stopped paying attention to all those guys. I don't listen to Luke Bryan. But like if like an old Luke Bryan song comes on, it's nostalgic and I like it.
Yeah, I don't even necessarily hate Luke Bryan, because I feel like that's one of those things where he's...
It's like a dinosaur. He's like a caricature of what he used to be.
Yeah, I mean...
And like kudos to him, people still listen to it.
I think what I appreciate about Luke Bryan is he's not really pretending to be something that he's not. He's like, yeah, I write pop country songs. What about
But also he's I feel like he's written like 3 or 4 songs where it's like, nah, I am actually real country.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's
just
true.
Like
that's
if
true.
he was just like if people were like, boo, you're not real country, you're a city boy, and he was like, okay, I'm just gonna write good music, and it's like cool. But then he's like,
you're thinking of
no, I swear he's got a song where it's like,
no, you're thinking of Blake Shelton.
Country.
Blake Shelton, where he goes, ain't a damn one know how to do the Dougie.
Nah, Luke Bryan's got a song.
Yeah.
Luke Bryan's got a song where he's really trying to flex his countryness on you.
I like
Yeah.
that one Blake Shelton song, "Some Beach,"
Yeah.
when he had long hair. I like that one. I like that version.
Oh wait, what about
Hunting,
Florida,
fishing,
Georgia?
and loving
what about
every day.
Florida,
I like-
Georgia line?
I
actually like Florida
I like
Georgia
Florida
Line.
Georgia
I do
Line.
too. I do too. And like people, they are like they're seen as like what people
Kick the
absolutely
dust up.
hate. Like
Yeah.
people just hate on Florida Georgia Line.
No, they're one of those where it's like they're making country music, but they're not trying to stick to like, oh, this is what you have to do for a country song. It's just like,
It's
yeah,
just
we
where
like
they're from.
country. We're just gonna like make some like
Yeah.
Yeah.
redneck.
It's just like all of the like red dirt stuff that comes out of like around here, like that specific kind of style of stuff. People that aren't from here don't really like it, but if you're from here, you're like, okay, that's kind of.
What about like Stoney LaRue?
I like Stone LaRue.
Stoney LaRue is pretty sick. You don't like him, Rick? Dude, Stoney LaRue is way more country than like Erik Church. Okay, my
Yeah.
problem. I think I pinpointed it. He tries to market himself really hard as I'm full blown 100% country, not like these fakers like Luke Bryan. But in reality, he's like he's pretty much in the exact same class
Yeah.
as Luke Bryan or Blake Shelton. But then you got people like Stoney LaRue, or even like
Yeah.
I like Randy Rogers Band. They write a lot.
That's
of
what I'm
hits.
saying. The red dirt.
Yeah,
They're from
you
here.
think? I don't think
It's like
Florida
Texas
Georgia
country.
Line is like red dirt though. They're kind of
No, they're not. They're not
They're like
considered.
pop.
They're not considered red dirt. But what I'm saying is, in the same regard of them creating stuff for like their own.
Yeah, because it's
thing.
very much a like.
Yeah.
It's like the Florida like.
If we
country party
grew up
scene.
in like Biloxi, Mississippi, or something, we would be saying, "Oh, dude, Florida Georgia," like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or what about
Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney,
Who's that one guy that your dad likes?
Morgan Wallen?
No, he's
Ty Myers.
no, he's
Kevin
an
Adcock?
older, not super old, around the Randy Rogers time period.
Wade Bowen.
No.
What is he?
No.
Do you know any song by him?
Or
Or what his general vibe is?
It's like really like Western country, but it's from that same time period. He still plays
Willie
shows.
Nelson?
No.
I like Willie Nelson.
No, your dad likes him. I know your dad likes him because my dad
Oh,
likes him.
Farron Young.
No, we're getting closer.
Hank Williams
Marin
Jr.
Morris.
No, he's like
Hank
he looks
Williams.
Hispanic.
He looks Hispanic.
He was in like
George Strait?
no what?
No, I'm just
Uh,
no, he looks Hispanic. Is he Hispanic or he just looks Hispanic?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
He was in a movie. He was in a movie with where he his band's like in a movie. It's like some country music movie, really popular one. He was in it.
Come on, keep feeding us details.
Yeah.
He has a YouTube video with Jack Johnson where they're in Hawaii for Yeti.
All right, a little
Zach
bit less niche.
Brown?
No, not Zach Brown's badass, but no.
No, I like that.
No, he's not. He doesn't make like tropical like stuff like that. He makes like Western. Like he always has a cowboy hat on. He's like skinny. He looks
John
kind
Party?
of Hispanic. No, John Party's from California.
Oh, gosh.
No. This is like
He's skinny. He's Hispanic.
really
is he
like
newer or kind of?
he literally came out probably the exact same time as the Randy Rogers stuff. So like early 2000s, like to mid 2000s.
He's like it's like Texas country.
he's Texas. He's from like South Texas.
Coetzel,
No,
Cross Canadian Ragweed.
What made you think of
no.
him?
Cross Canadian
Whiskey
Ragweed's
Myers?
from Oklahoma, and
I love Cross Canadian.
Coetzel's from Pittsburgh, Texas.
Sturgill Simpson.
No,
I
he's-
don't like Sturgill Simpson.
I love Sturgill Simpson.
What's his deal?
He's
Sturgill
like the
Simpson.
hippie cowboy. Turtles
Yeah.
all the way down. Shut up. Shut
No,
up.
he's cool. He's cool.
Uh,
He's cool.
Jerry
He
Jeff
bust.
Walker?
No, that's too old.
Turnpike Troubadours.
No,
I
but
like
that's
them.
close. That's red dirt. This is like South
Was there-
Uncle
Texas.
Lucius.
No,
Robert O'Keefe.
I'm not a fan
No.
of Lucius.
Brett Combs.
Robert O'Keen's from Houston. No,
Cody Jinks. Pat Green.
no, but we're getting closer. What's his name? Your dad has a poster.
Buy
of
me
him.
a boat.
No.
Robert Krager. Roger
no.
Krager.
No. No, your dad has a poster of him. Your dad always talks
Aaron
about him. So
Watson.
does my dad.
Aaron Rodgers.
No. I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember?
Matthew Dellavedova.
No,
Come
dude.
on. Was there a point? Because were you trying to tell a story about him or talk about him or?
Well,
Casey Donahue.
I can go on and on about
Josh
it. I just don't
Abbott, man?
remember his name. Nah, it's okay. We can just
Pat
move
Green.
past it. Nah,
Dang, I thought I had it.
it's okay. It'll come to me later. Go ahead.
This is really satisfying for all these viewers who are like waiting for the name and we just don't come to a conclusion.
I know. It's gonna come to me in a little bit. I just can't.
I'm sure they were just so entertained with us listening.
Yeah. Well, our audience is pretty big country fans.
That's true.
Like they're always trying to ask us to release more country stuff.
That's true.
So I mean, this will be kind of like
Y'all are saying that
like
jokingly,
fan
but
service.
like it's actually pretty true. Probably.
Yeah, no, it's not even a lie because like
Yeah.
dad will be like, oh yeah, I wish you guys would.
Yeah.
You guys
Dad's
should make
probably
something
watching
like
this
this.
podcast right now.
Yeah.
He knows
Yeah.
who we're
He
talking
knows
about.
exactly who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird because we're from a country town. We're from a country area, but for whatever reason, that never really like rubbed off on me at least.
No, I definitely.
Like,
mean,
Why?
don't get me wrong. There's songs that I like from this, milieu, but it's not like my go-to. Like if I'm driving alone,
Why,
I
though?
never really put on a
Nah, I
country
like
song.
country.
I wonder why.
Jack
No,
Ingram?
I didn't say I don't like country. I like country, but it's
No, I
not-
listen to a lot.
I wonder why you've yet to be like engulfed by it though.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess part of it is just because I might piss some people off here, but like
Clip this.
yeah, well, it's whatever.
Rage baiter.
I mean, people might not even care, but like we don't live in the time of like cowboys and like all that stuff anymore. Same with the punk stuff. So whenever I show up to a punk show, I'm not gonna be put like, I don't know, wearing spikes and shit just because I'm like that was for a certain time.
That time is gone.
Yeah, I would feel like a LARPer.
Well, and it's also like I don't feel like I like the music and I like the art of this scene, but I'm not gonna cosplay.
Yeah.
I'm not
As
gonna.
the
Yeah,
The
it just
thing-
feels like cosplay.
The big thing about country music and people who like really enjoy country music is very like traditionalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to go down that path. I'm just
No,
saying.
dude.
I'm just saying. Like, and if you know that going in, then it's like, okay, I can still enjoy this, but it rewards like very traditional.
I feel like it's so like I don't want to say polarizing, but it's like it's a genre that kind of like ostracizes on other genres. Where it's like if there's like I feel
Not
like
exactly.
rap-
Well, no,
but
because
I feel like-
you always hear people say, "Oh yeah, I'll listen to anything except for
Except for
country,"
country.
or they
You
say
just-
the same
I
thing.
feel like
The only
country
other genre they say that with is like screamo.
Like there's literally like rock songs that have rap elements, rap songs that have rock elements. Like these genres kind of blend in. Like yeah, there's country songs that have like rap elements, but like as soon as that happens, it's always this ain't country no more. You ain't playing a
And
country
that goes
song."
back to
Hold
what
on.
you're saying about it being traditional.
Yeah, I was gonna say that goes
If
right back
you
to
know
the
what I
traditional.
mean.
You just fell victim to that though by saying, "Oh, that's just a hippie cowboy." Da da da. Just because he makes like kind of
True.
psychedelic
I mean,
country music.
The thing for me though with the why I'm not so much into like the hippie cowboy, Sturgill Simpson, is because it's like to me it just seems so it's like cheap and surface level. It's like, oh really, you're a person from the South who's done psychedelics before?
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy! Like it just feels like tacked on. Like I'm gonna take this thing. Oh, I'm gonna like do country music, but have like a little bit of a Jimi Hendrix kind of like. It just feels tacked on. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Like the same
I don't
way.
agree. Well, I understand what you're saying, but
Well, even beyond that, like I think that like a hippie country, because there was like the whole like little like early 2010s wave of like the like psychedelic kind of cowboy, and like that stuff is cool. But I just Sturgill Simpson himself, I just don't like. He's kind of
Why?
corny.
because
I
of
think
his
he's
new
corny.
stuff.
No, there's never been a Sturgill Simpson song I've listened to in my life that I enjoyed even a little bit.
What? You just don't like his voice because he sounds like Waylon Jennings.
I just don't like everything about him. And Sturgill Simpson, if you're listening to this, swear up.
What? He doesn't even go by that anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, he's scared. He's running.
he changed his name.
No, he just has this different stage name.
What's his stage name? What is it?
If I say it, you're just gonna clown me.
No,
I'm not
just
gonna
say
clown
it.
you.
It's
I might
okay.
clown him.
Okay. He makes new music now that's like, it sounds kind of like some like electric light orchestra. And he'll like cover like a bunch of weird stuff and he plays for like 3 hours straight, like jam band-esque. He's like in a jam band now. And
Okay.
his name is Johnny Blue Skies.
Ah, well.
Cornball.
I knew this was coming. But no,
No, I'm not.
It's
I'm not
cool,
clowning
though.
You like if you like it, whatever.
well, what about Billy Strings?
He's cool. He's the same. Like he's objectively a talented musician, but he's like the same way where it's like,
What?
oh yeah, like I'm
What?
tripping on shrooms and stuff, and it's
Dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's
just kind of
You guys don't like the Grateful Dead?
no.
Nah,
They're
really.
the Grateful Dead
I have
kind
a-
of suck.
I have a theory about the Grateful Dead that I told one of my coworkers.
let's hear it.
And it's kind of like, I think it applies to maybe country music too. But I think like every straight white guy, the Grateful Dead will come to you at some point and you'll like it.
Yeah, that makes
At some point in your life, like
yeah.
it'll find you or you'll
It's like
find
Sublime.
it. Kind of.
Sublime is. I feel more in line with Sublime though.
I like yeah.
Everyone likes Sublime though.
Yeah.
Like literally everyone. Everyone here, like if you played it as loud as you could play it, no one would be upset.
Yeah. Which is a kind of, I'd say it's a pretty big achievement considering the fact that they're so reggae sort of oriented. It's
And like generally like not like people to like that you would generally look up to like in their life, like the lives that they lived.
Right. Yeah.
I could sit here and talk about Sublime the whole time
Yeah, let's
too.
talk about Sublime.
'Cause I love Sublime. I love
They're
Sublime
awesome.
too. I like I wanna hear, they have an album coming out on the 18th.
Sublime?
Yeah.
Oh, Sublime with Rome.
No.
No, it's his
Sublime
son.
with Jacob.
Sublime
They've been
with Jacob.
his
Yeah,
son,
it's,
Jacob
Bradley
Noel.
Noel's
I thought.
son.
Oh, okay. Does he sound like?
He sounds exactly like him.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like him. He just has
Dang.
long hair. And they've been touring for like the past 2 years.
Hmm.
And they have an album coming out on the 18th of July. And I listened to one of the songs. It actually sounds pretty cool. So I'm kind of excited for that. But I've seen like a clip of them playing at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. And after the show was over, Jacob like grabbed like an acoustic guitar and like played like Up on the Rocks for like a bunch of people that were hanging out after it. Like the videos were like
What are
pretty
some
cool.
new bands you guys listen to?
Oh.
Let's hear it.
Dude, honestly, I'm like the wrong guy to ask about.
I'm trying to think.
Music, to be honest, because I pretty much only listen to like Aphex Twin and like Aphex Twin, Crystal Castles. I listen to a lot of electronic stuff. I listen to
I think the only new stuff that I listen to is electronic. I like Bass Victim.
Bass Victim's pretty good actually. Oh, so me and Eric were actually talking about this the other day.
Yeah.
So I played some song, and Eric started singing along to it. I was like, "Oh, dude, that's cool. Have you heard this before?" And he said, "Oh, dude, it's a TikTok song." And I was just like, "Damn!" And that has been true for pretty much all the.
Is that
new
the
stuff.
Snow Strippers one or the other one?
No. So Snow Strippers, I actually heard that. I hear that on like Twitter all the time. On you could say traditional edits. No, cut that. No, but
Yeah.
so what was that?
We're just talking about new bands.
Yeah, so no, it was Big Thief. It was that Velvet Ring
Oh, yeah,
song.
yeah.
But Eric was like, "Oh yeah, no, it's a TikTok song." And like now, every time I find a new song, I think, "Damn, this sounds so dope." And then I'm like, I've never heard of this band. I've never even heard of this like little niche corner of culture or whatever. And Maddie's already heard it. It's a TikTok song. Eric's already
That
heard
one
it.
in
People have already heard it. And so it's kind of, on the one hand, it sucks because like, damn, like you can't discover anything like kind of for yourself anymore. Because like even like Aphex Twin, a lot of Aphex Twin songs are like popular sounds on TikTok. But it is kind of cool that you can discover so much like new stuff now just because it's like everything's decentralized now. All culture is decentralized.
The way you like feel better about listening to a TikTok song, it's like when people are like, "Yeah, I don't like SpongeBob the way I do."
yeah.
I'm just like, nah, I understand this on a deeper level than y'all. Like y'all get it, y'all think it's
SpongeBob.
cool, but like, I'm just on something else, man.
I can't think of any like bands. Like I don't even think there's any band, like if you say the word bands, that are even
Yeah.
decent. Like
Yeah, no, that's true. Matter of fact, a lot of those TikTok songs that I listen to, I'll go and I'll be like, okay, this band sounds kind of cool. Like I want to go listen to their other stuff, and it's just not
because the 30-second clip from the edit is like their
the best, the pinnacle
yeah.
of what they made. Yeah.
And that's it. Which is kind of
Or-
funny because it's coming full circle to where it's like everything was decentralized or everything is decentralized, right? So there's like you have full access to like any band, and it's like killed bands. But now it's like you have to actually be outside to like find a band again.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah. One genre of music that I'm just not a big fan of at all is like 80s music.
Yeah.
What?
Because, number one, that's when cocaine was super popular.
Yes.
So all the music there is just soulless. There's no soul. I don't know if you've ever been trapped in a conversation with somebody who's on cocaine. It's the most. It's like
a hamster wheel.
It makes you so boring. Like, I remember one time I was trapped in a conversation with a dude is like on my balcony who was just rolling, and he just was talking about these sunglasses that he had. He was 30-minute conversation. He's talking about these sunglasses. I'm just like, bro, and they're going a mile a minute, so you can't,
Can't jump.
get a word in edgewise. But anyways, it makes you soulless. I'm not the only person who's ever said that either. There was some comedian I was listening to. He was talking about how his friend got on cocaine, and his friend went from being like really, really funny on stage to just like being kind of like soulless. Like he was doing the same set, but it was just like there's no. I think it was Joey Diaz talking about somebody.
A lot of 80s hits too. Like it was big in that day to like you would just pay the radio like DJs to play your stuff to where it became a hit and became like memorable. So like.
No, I like it.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh.
Yeah, so you could pay people to have a hit, and that's where a lot of those 80s hits come from, and then also everyone's on cocaine, so it's just like to me, and I didn't like 80s music before that, and I can just as soon as I learned about that, I was just like, oh yeah, it clicks, and maybe I'm kind of a hypocrite for this or whatever, but I get a little bit annoyed with people sometimes when they are just like, oh, I recognize this thing. It's good because I recognize it. You know? People do that all the time.
But people feel nostalgic.
Well, people feel nostalgic. Yeah, that's fine. No, and that's fine. But also, too, like, would I be better off as a person if I always was just, like, living in my high school years?
No, I get what you're saying.
Would I feel some joy from it? Maybe. I'd feel some joy. Matter of fact, when I'm with friends and we're reminiscing and we're talking about... But would I be, like, an interesting person or a fun person to be around? Or, like, would I evolve or grow? No. And, like, so I think, like, a little bit of nostalgia is fine, but a lot of it can really, like, poison a culture. And it just gets to the point where it's hard for anything new to kind of...
I was talking with some coworkers the other day, and they were like joking. They were like, "Yeah, I'm past my prime." And they were like, "What do you think your prime was?" And they were like, "I don't know, probably like in high school." And they were like, "I was like playing sports and I was like in shape." And they asked me, they're like, "When is your prime?" And like, I don't even really mean this as like a flexion on them. I'm like, but I really do feel like my prime is like right now. Like I feel like I'm doing the stuff I want to do right now, and like,
well, yeah,
I'm pretty happy with my life right now. So like, I look back at high school and I'm like, bro, I was a goober.
Well, it's like there's a
no way.
Me too.
There's a Bible verse that says, like, you know, you look on the former days and say, why were those days better than these? And this is not a wise saying. And the meaning is like, no matter what, you can look back and be like, oh, it was so much better. This thing was so much better back then. But the truth is, you're gonna look back on today and think the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like 10 years from now, you're gonna think, man, things were so much better in my 20s. But it's like there's always going to be something to appreciate in that day, and there's always going to be something that you kind of are like, man, this kind of sucks today. And then in the future, you're not going to remember the things that sucked. You might remember the things that sucked, but it's just like you can only ever exist in the present. So, and I don't think nostalgia is bad, but also I've noticed something too. I've noticed that like there are some friends now that when I see them, the only thing they can talk about is like, oh, dude, you remember this? Dude, you remember when we did this? Do you remember this story? Do you remember when that happened? And like I said, I don't mind stories or anything, but I've just noticed there's some people when I hang out with them, they can only talk about the past, and it makes me kind of sad because I think like, oh man, this person doesn't think we are capable of like making new memories, which it's okay to bring up old stories, but it's like if that's all that they talk about, it's kind of just like, ah man.
I think I'm guilty of being that way with certain like friends that I've had, but not even because like, but just out of pure like awkwardness.
Well, but also, I mean, I think part of it's inevitable because at some point you grow up,
Yeah.
you move away from your friends, you don't have any sort of new shared memories, or you're only like kind of seeing them in passing. So what are you going to talk about other than your like
Most
common
of-
experiences?
yeah.
But to me, it just strikes as a little bit bitter, or like bittersweet, just because it's like, oh, like this kind of
Yeah.
this is.
No, yeah. It's
I
always
don't know.
like strange.
That's why, to me, I don't know. That's part of the reason why I feel like nostalgia is. I have a weird relationship with nostalgia where I kind of feel like, yes, on the one hand, it's good to look back at the things that were good and the things that were worth remembering, but at the same time, if you like overdose on it, it'll kind of sedate you where you don't appreciate the present and you're not making anything new.
I feel like nostalgia has kind of taken over like media as a whole too. Like you were saying with the song, where it's like,
Yeah, we're stuck.
Just because we recognize something does not mean that it's necessarily good, or like with like movies nowadays, it's always like, oh, we've made a new Lilo and Stitch. And
Yeah.
It's like, I thought we were done with this.
Remakes of a sequel of a
Because
prequel
like
and all this.
there like yeah, truth be told, there is so much. I feel like we as like media consumers, there is so much. I can listen to just about every single album that's ever been produced on my phone. I can watch any movie like that's ever been made like in a matter of 5 minutes. So
Well,
it's like
We're exiting that though. It's just hard to see because of like movies and stuff.
Well-
We're like if what you're talking about is like right here, we're exiting that and falling down off of it because now people are making fun of it and people are making fun of like A24 and stuff. People are like
Well-
on TikTok and making like strange edits of like
People make fun of A24, but isn't A24 like one of the only studios
Yeah.
now that's actually putting out new stuff? Like
No,
putting
yeah,
out
that's
like
what I'm saying.
original scripts and stuff?
it's just it's moving away from traditional studio like media, like the media that's at the peak right now is not that like it used to be. They're moving away from that. So they're still putting it out because it's just, that's just the way it's always been. But the sign that we're exiting out of that is people are creating media on their own that's like counter culture towards that.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously most of the new releases now in like theaters and stuff today is mostly remakes and sequels and stuff. There's like very few original
Right.
scripts.
I feel like even music nowadays, it's like, oh no, we're like an '80s thrash band, or like,
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, too.
Wait, no, we're like a
There's, like,
classic punk
Yeah,
band.
yeah. There
Word
was-
of advice to all punk bands: most of your riffs sound pretty good. It's the voice. You don't gotta do an annoying voice to be punk.
But so Marshall McLuhan, he was like a media philosopher. He actually like tried to put the UN onto this plan where we would shut off certain mediums in certain countries depending on what's going on there. So like if like a revolution starts breaking out in like Ghana or something, they'll like shut off the radio because he recognized how certain forms of media affected people in different ways, and like movies are essentially like weaponized illusions. And the whole MK Ultra thing, when our government tried to like figure out how to technologically brainwash people during the Cold War, they figured out LSD is not the way to do it. The way you actually do it is movies, like predictive programming in movies, or like subliminal messaging in movies and stuff. And think about this. When you're a kid, you walk out of a superhero movie, how did you feel? I remember I would watch certain movies as a kid and legit feel like my freaking personality was like reprogrammed after leaving it. Like be so like, it's literally like the I'm him syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's literally me. That's literally me. And no, it's very powerful. And I forget
But
where
that's common knowledge now,
But
so people
what I'm-
know that.
Well, what I'm thinking is, and I've put this forward, I put this idea forward, and every time I've put it forward to people who are our parents' age, they actually get very upset with me. Okay, I'm not even kidding. I've
No, I
noticed
know.
this. They get very upset with this idea. Let me I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. So I was like, yeah, we need to put like a 10-year embargo on top 40 music, and also we need to put a 40-year embargo on like all like trademarked characters and everything. So you can't produce. So like give you an example how it would work. If a song has been on the top 40 list in the past 100 years, we can't play it on the radio. You can listen to it privately, that's fine, but we can't play it on the radio, put it in any movies. We can't put it on, you know, because essentially people would be forced to kind of go back through the catalog and be like, okay, well, what were some songs released in the 80s that like never saw radio time or they never got the chance to catch on as like hits, but are nevertheless like worthy? Because in my opinion, that would make it to the point where, because what do we like? We like hearing a song that's recognizable. We've run out of songs that are recognizable. There's a certain set of songs that we recognize. We haven't even given ourselves a chance to like recognize new.
So my thing with like all these like classic rock radio, where real music started, right? It's like, okay, if this is like real music, if Led Zeppelin's the greatest rock band of all time, why are we only playing 5 of their songs? They've got to like play some of their deep cuts. That's what makes a band good, is they don't just have 5 songs. They have, 3 or 4 good albums top to bottom. So it's like, if they're so great, like show me some more stuff.
Well, it gets down to a point where they got it. Like if somebody tunes into their radio station and they're not playing a song that's recognizable, people are going to click off. They got to make sure that they're getting those numbers. I'm not faulting people, because as soon as you start talking about this, you sound like one of those hippies that's like, it's just capitalism, man. It's late stage capitalism. And like, I don't want to be like that. I understand what it sounds like, but at the same time, we've run into this sort of issue where we're stuck as a culture. Everyone is like literally adults, infants.
You want to know something that's kind of on the same thing of what you're talking about?
What?
In Mexico, you might be aware of this already. In Mexico, it's illegal to have like mascots on like food.
Oh yeah.
So when you go to like a grocery store in Mexico, they still sell all this stuff, but it'll all be like taped up.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Okay. So that's another thing too. Like, so a new Superman movie just came out.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that we're good. We're good on Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman for like the next, I don't know, 300 years. Yeah. Cash, come here. You come give us your opinion. What's your take? You need more Superman movies? Wouldn't it be cool if there was like new heroes? A little?
He wasn't around. Oh, I mean, we weren't around either.
So, Cash, imagine you're our age, and there's been like 8.
5 iterations of Skibbity Toilet. Like they keep on making Skibbity Toilets.
No,
I don't know. I'm against this because I think
you're against this. So you're like, we need more Batman, we need more Spider-Man, we need more Superman.
I think that it'll just never end because there's always going to be kids, so they'll just keep remaking the same stuff. But that's, if you're mad about it, it's because you're too old. The movies aren't for you.
Well, no, but the thing is, it's like, you think about where Superman came out of. Superman came out of the whole like, oh yeah, it's a Cold War, nuclear stuff, blah 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 blah. To me, the problem with Superman is not that I'm an adult now and I can't enjoy Superman. I will never go see another Superman movie for as long as I live, so it doesn't matter to me one way or another. Yeah, probably. The problem for me is not that, it's that back then kids got the.
Yeah, it was new.
It's new, and it's relative to. It's like it's relevant to their time. The kids now don't get that. They don't get. There's no superhero of their time. They don't get that. They don't get that privilege. We need a woke Superman.
The reason why it keeps like the reiteration keeps happening is because we're talking about it right now.
I don't even.
And after this is over, it's going to be on the thumbnail.
And look, this is the thing is I feel like I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to have like more Batman movies, so long as we are doing something interesting with the character. I don't need to see another Batman fights Joker. Yes. See?
Okay, that's kind of basic.
Kid approved.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, and not only that, but yeah, the character just it doesn't evolve over time, and also they tried like with Zack Snyder and stuff. They tried to do like a dark Superman.
Or Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben Affleck, the dark Batman. What's been like the best superhero movie that you can think of, and what's been like the worst? What's one that you really like? You don't watch
He's
it?
out of movies, dude. I was trying to tell you that earlier. You don't really watch movies like that, right?
No. What do you watch? Is it mostly like
Losing recipes.
what? Anime? Oh, okay. What
Yep.
what anime do you like? What's like one good anime that you like?
Naruto.
First one that comes to mind. I used to watch Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter x Hunter.
Squid Game. No.
No.
Squid Game's,
Squid Game's not an anime. I know.
But we know why you said that.
It's Korean. It is Korean, right?
Dragon Ball.
Cash, do you have a lot of weeaboos at your school? Huh? Do you have a lot of weeaboos at your school?
Like weebs.
A weeb? You ever heard of a weeb?
Cash, do you have any Labubus?
I don't even know what that is. What's that?
Boo boo.
It's a like thing I don't know in person, so it's like a little.
Yeah, bro. He doesn't have a purse, dog.
Oh, it's
I don't know.
Bro,
He might
purses are
have.
for girls.
He
bro.
might have bought one for his old lady. I don't know.
Bro, purses are for girls, bro.
Bro, I'm not even saying it like that. I'm saying
Bro.
like, all right.
The boo boo. Squishmallow.
Funko Pop.
Funko Pop. You got a lot of Funko Pops?
You have two? Which ones are they?
He said 0.
Oh, zero.
Zero.
Oh, my bad.
You got.
He's got a
I
bike.
know.
Tamagotchi.
I know a grown ass man with more Funko Pops than that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
an indictment.
It's a problem, dude.
Yeah.
That's
I walk
problem.
into a room with too many Funko Pops, I start getting claustrophobic.
I walk into a room with Funko Pops. I turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Funko Pop.
No, so somebody, you guys ever seen the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin with
Yeah.
Steve Carell? So somebody was like showing clips from that movie where he's in his apartment, he's playing video games, he's reading a comic book, he's doing like his hobbies and stuff. He's like painting a Warhammer figure or something. And somebody made the joke, they were like, the funny thing about this is he, number one, seems so much more lively and also is like kind of like he's like really engaged in all these different hobbies. That's not even how it is now. Now it's literally just consume. Like it's just like TV,
Well, you just
movies, consume
all the things. Like you
consume.
just like get all the things. That way you can have a photo of them.
Yeah.
Like you get all the Funko Pops. That way you can post it on your Instagram story. But you don't ever do anything with them. They're just there. You probably never look at them again.
Yeah. What about Deadpool? You like Deadpool or nah? He's corny. Why do you not like Deadpool? I don't really like Deadpool either.
I
It's
don't like
kinda
Ryan Reynolds, bro.
Yeah. You guys see that video where Rob McElhenney or whatever, the guy
Yeah.
from It's Always Sunny, he's like, people were saying that he literally has completely, his identity has totally been subsumed by Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
What a shitty like personality to try to imitate. Like I would. That's like the last celebrity I would try to imitate.
The thing that really set me over the edge with Ryan Reynolds is I watched Deadpool. I was in high school, so they said the F word, and I thought it was funny, right? And then he did another movie called Hitman's Bodyguard. And what character did he play in this? Oh, the loudmouth, gun shooting, cussing, mercenary, the merc with the mouth. And it's like, wait, you already did this. Like, these are just like the jokes that were in Deadpool that didn't make it to the final script.
And then, yeah,
Because nobody watches movies anymore.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, yeah, I'm not really. I think all of Hollywood now is probably just a money laundering scheme. Because I don't think people will really be watching movies, and people say, yeah, grab it.
And like every week, whenever one of them comes out, and they're like, "Oh, this tanked at the box office." It's like, yeah, because
It's
first of all,
money
nobody's watching it, and like these people are.
I don't know. I feel like there's a pretty big like movie, like at least on my TikTok. Like I see a lot of people talking about movies, and like I have a couple coworkers who are like pretty big into movies. I just feel like it's maybe modern movies, like nobody goes to the movie theater anymore, but I feel like movies are still relevant.
Even though going to the movie theater is a really objectively very fun experience. I
It is
love
really.
going to the movies.
Yeah.
I know it's probably on its way out, but
Yeah.
I hope it remains available. Even though like
I don't
the
think so.
experience is totally antiquated. There's a movie theater here in Huntsville that's like
Yeah.
so small and like rinky dink, but I love it. But I love that theater though.
Mm-hmm.
I love going. Hey, I used to go to the movie theaters with Meemaw when I was your age, like every week. You know that? She took us to see
How to
Clash of the
Train Your
Titans.
Dragons.
How to Train Your Dragon, Clash of the Titans. This guy.
Bro's like,
Fortnite.
bro's in there playing Subway Surfers.
Skibbity Riz. No.
Ohio Riz.
Yep.
Well, what time are we at right now?
I don't know.
2.
2? Cash, what does that thing say right there? What time does it say on there? Yeah, it should just be like some red numbers.
43 minutes.
43? Man, all right, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. Oh, wait, hey, Gore's documentary came out today.
No, it's going up.
It's going up. Yeah, it should be going up.
Now it's at 44.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Gore's documentary?
Do y'all have to do this for an hour or something?
Yeah.
How
he
long
makes
is
us-
it, the Gore's documentary?
Gore's documentary, it's about 1 hour and 14 minutes. We're going to release a little, what's it called? What do they call it?
Commentary track?
Commentary
Oh.
track.
And some.
Yeah.
Me and Eric have yet to see it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't
so they
actually
haven't
seen
seen it yet. I
So if you're currently blowing up my Instagram DMs for all the horrible, awful stuff I said in that documentary,
Yeah.
I'm kind of
behind
scared.
closed doors,
I'm kind of scared to see this because this is like a
you
lot
better
of footage.
lawyer up.
Like it's a lot of old footage.
Yeah. No, yeah, Eric, you'll definitely like have to face up to the public after
Yeah.
you know.
I don't have an Instagram
Dude.
anymore, so I don't have to.
Wait, so why did you delete Instagram?
I just deactivated my account.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to just pick up new hobbies or a new hobby, and it just was taking up a lot of my time. So I was like, eh.
Yeah.
If I drop one thing, then I could gain another thing because I have a lot of time.
Yeah. Do you ever like check your screen time and stuff?
No, I have it turned off.
I know that I know I spend a lot of time scrolling,
No, me too.
just scrolling.
I still have TikTok. And
Yeah.
I probably just overcompensated, so probably didn't do anything. But
Yeah.
The big thing with TikTok is, bro, I feel like it's not even like every third video, but literally 2 out of every 3 videos is an ad.
yeah,
Either it's an ad where it's like, oh, like a company paid to have like a targeted ad,
or like
it's
an influencer ad.
or it's like, did you like, you gotta check out these new wireless headphones.
Yeah, or the TikTok shop. They're
Yeah,
plugging like the shop.
It's like a TikTok shop.
You can turn the shop off in the settings where that won't happen anymore.
Hmm. Dude, TikTok's algorithm was just never very good for me. Like Instagram caught on really fast with me, YouTube caught on really fast with me. TikTok, it's like I would sit there and just be
I love how also
because
it'll
I
be
hear how
like-
it's so addicting, but
Yeah,
it's just garbage.
It'll be like it's almost like Netflix in the fact where it's like it'll know what you want to ask, and like the little trending thing, or like you'll watch a video and it'll know like, oh, X amount of people search this after the video, and then you go to click on it because you're like, I want more context on this, and you click on it and it's just nothing.
Or
Like
what about
it's like a guy who's like, oh, who remembers 2019 Chris Carson, and you're like, oh, cool, yeah, let me see
Bro.
Chris Carson highlights, and you click on it and then it's like nothing about
Yeah.
Chris Carson.
it's like some chicks dancing.
Yeah, and you're like, okay.
Nah, dude. Like on TikTok, yeah, there's a trend where they'll be like, "No, tell me why," and then it'll be a random string of words, and you're like, "What the hell does that mean?" You look it up, and then it's just nothing.
No, yeah, you leave it more confused.
Well, no, but I get it. The joke is like, oh, they tricked you, like, because they do it on Instagram all the time, where it's like, send this to somebody. The cover is, you'll never guess what the cover is, and then it's like some April Fool's thing where it's like, you send it to them, there's no cover. I get that it's like, oh, you made somebody look up something totally meaningless, but that's what I mean with TikTok. It's like I feel like the culture of TikTok is just so low IQ that it's unbearable.
No.
It is
No.
unbearable.
No.
Even he
Instagram
gets it.
No.
Reels
Dude,
is like
even Cash
No.
gets it.
Instagram Reels. I love it because Instagram Reels will like show you the stuff that has like 2 likes, and you're like, okay, this is what I want to see.
No, I'm on.
I want to see like genuine.
You guys just
posting.
haven't curated enough.
Okay, so but that's my problem. This algorithm that's supposed to be so good that it's like infinite jest. You get stuck and you can never like pull yourself away from it. TikTok is so dreadfully boring and like not capable of catching on to what I would like to see that I'm just like it's false advertising. I don't know how people get caught. I'm not somebody who's like, oh, I don't know how people get caught scrolling because I do it on other apps. But TikTok is just not good.
No, I
not
feel like
good.
I feel like Twitter is the worst.
I love Twitter.
I
I love Twitter slop.
I feel like it has so much good stuff, but there's also just the like those basic generic accounts where it'll be like crazy movie clips, and then they're just posting whatever is gonna get the most clicks.
Yeah, I
And
block
it'd be
a
like-
lot of those.
It'll be like crazy life hacks, and it's someone like filling a shoe with peanut butter, and you're like, what are you doing, bro? What is this? What is happening?
Yeah.
Instagram and Twitter are too like Facebook now.
I would
They're too Facebooky
fill
for
a shoe
me.
with peanut butter. We might do that on. We might fill a shoe
Streamer
with
breaks
peanut butter
down.
on
That
and
might-
tears
that
after
might-
watching the man
that
stream
might
talk,
be
you get
the-
jumped and slapped by gang members.
That might be like part of the reason why you're not a big TikTok person. Is because you were around, like you had a Facebook account for a while.
Yeah, but even Facebook. I'm not a big Facebook.
No,
fan,
that's what I'm saying. But you're out of Facebook now, but you're into Instagram and Twitter and YouTube Reels or YouTube Shorts or whatever. But you're not able to like really mess with TikTok yet.
Yeah.
But I've never had a Facebook.
I'm still not big on Facebook.
The way that you're not big on Facebook is how I feel about Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah. Well, you were big on Instagram, but then you deleted
Yeah.
it. Yeah. But so, when you deleted it, was it just a matter of like were you sitting, how long have you been thinking about deleting it? Or was it just like a instantaneous thing?
Probably like 24 hours.
Really? So it's kind of like spur of the moment? Was part of you kind of sad when you deleted it? Or were you just like, it's gotta go?
I didn't really put much thought into it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I literally was just like, I want to do something else. Like I want to go outside and do something else. So then I was like, I don't know. Part of it, like the thing with Instagram is where it's like Facebook now. So it's like, none of it's like real. Like there's no like, I don't know how to explain. It's like the Funko Pop thing. You buy the Funko Pop so you
Just
can
to
take
have
a
it.
so just to have it, just to have a picture of it, so that way other people know that you have it. And I'm just like, I don't have anything, and I don't care to have anything, and I don't care that people know that I have anything or don't have anything. And it finally I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I just took it off. It wasn't like a big drawn out thing. I was just like, eh.
I'll just delete the app off my phone every now and then whenever I'm like, I need to lock in.
Yeah.
But then I end up going to Safari search bar.
Twitter.com.
Yeah.
Twitter.com.
Twitter.com
Safari
website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter.com website 2019 Chris Carson.
I don't even have Apple Music anymore.
What do you listen to
YouTube.
music on?
Wait on it.
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah,
My YouTube like curation is like should be studied. My YouTube is dope.
What's your YouTube?
It's just dope. No,
Pull
like
it up.
no, I'm
No,
not.
no. Pull up your
I don't have
the
my phone
YouTube
on me.
app,
I don't have my phone on me.
bro.
We've done this. Me and Cason have done this on a previous episode where
The
we
Gore's
went through
full
our-
documentary.
Yeah.
The
Gore's-
3 times regular dudes faced off against NFL Hall of Famer.
Oh man.
Actually-
Gore's documentary already has 2 comments on it, and I just now released it. Hold up.
read it live.
Oh wait, it's 2 from Bertrand Best. He said, "This has been super fun to watch. The moments that don't always get spoken about as often usually make for great before the come up stories."
Who said that?
That's so funny. He says before the come up, but like the band's low key kind of over. Like so it was over. All right, sweet. It's kind of over before it started because of the actions of Cason, which get exposed in the documentary.
It's all speculation.
No,
Nothing has been proven yet.
the
They
evidence.
don't have evidence on it's
It's a whole hour and 14 minutes of evidence,
no,
and it's
there-
condemning.
No,
Yes.
no, it's speculation. There's reason to believe that something could have went down or might have in the past, but there's no solid evidence that anything happened. And I'm really tired of you guys bringing it up.
Yeah.
So wait. So Bertrand said, in response to that, Bertrand said, "We all at some points feel lonely on an island through our journeys, and this is the reassurance that it's not always true. We are not alone. Continue to show up as you're able."
Is that Gavin McInnes?
Where?
Well,
That's
thank you,
Ian.
Bertrand
That's
Best,
Shia
for
LaBeouf.
your kind words. Cash, you want to shout out?
Who?
Who?
Anybody?
Bertrand Best.
LeBron James.
He wrote the song.
LeBron James hairline.
Bertrand Best wrote the song.
Legalize it. Don't.
What's that? What's that
Step
one?
Away?
Step Away, dude. I actually I bumped that song a lot.
No, that is a good song.
Every time it comes on my shuffle, I'm like, all right, hold up. Man, there's one lyric. Hold up, guys, go check out Bertrand Best's music. I got to get him on the podcast. I need him to fly down. We need to fly him out for the pod.
Where does he live?
He lives like in Houston.
Oh, he said fly him out.
He. Yeah, we fly our guests out. We flew Cason out here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. No, but
Can't break bread if you ain't chasing the cream.
But Gore's documentary came out, guys. If you haven't checked it out already, please go check that out. Yeah, as usual, at Gore Brothers Media, we just gonna keep cooking it up. Because we're on a journey, and you think you're alone, but it's proof that you're not alone. Word, word.
Can you even see you?
The scroll is so addictive, guys. The scroll is so addictive. Both of my co-hosts are just scrolling, just straight up glued.
Look, see?
Right.
Look at them scrolling.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
They're just
So
They're
that was my lawyer.
addicted.
scrolling.
But the documentary, like I said, it pretty much covers from a little bit before we even started playing music to, long after the whole incident, which we do cover in the documentary, and Cason still hasn't apologized for.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you apologize to him for something you didn't do? Right.
It's all, guys. The thing is, it's all there on the tape. So go ahead and check out the Gore's documentary, and you will see for
And
yourself.
if I would have done it, I already know how I would have covered it up, so it wouldn't even be discovered if I did do it.
Man. Yeah, you're gonna write a book. You're gonna write a book later once you've been acquitted. You're like, I didn't do it, but if I did do it, this is how it would went down.
No Diddy.
Yeah. Who actually did that? What's his name?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson really did that.
The juice.
No
Yeah.
Diddy.
But anyway,
Wait, O.J. Simpson, the Hall of Fame running back?
yeah. There's that meme where anytime somebody somebody controversial gets brought up, he's like, they will just talk about one of their lesser.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, it's July 4th. It's it's someone in America's last day with all their fingers. So, and they don't even know it. Anyways, that's been the Park School Podcast.
Legalize it.
Can't break bread.
Don't criticize it.